I was diagnosed in 1996. I woke up one night in excruciating pain, and that was the first sign. I had no clue anything was wrong with me until then.
I was diagnosed with LAM in May 2011. I collapsed with pain in my side, and eventually I was sent to see Simon Johnson in Nottingham.
I was diagnosed in 2002 luckily by the consultant who used to work in Nottingham, so she knew what to look for straight away.
I was diagnosed 7 years ago, so 2008. I was playing netball actually, and I was getting more and more breathless, thinking this is very strange. I should be getting fitter, but I'm getting less fit.
So I was diagnosed in 2001, just after I had my second son. My lung collapsed when I was pregnant. That my local consultant already had a patient with LAM, and he was able to diagnose the condition then.
I was told in October 1998 that I had lymphangioliomyomatosis, which I was very, very surprised about, because I just thought he was going to say, "Oh, you're fine, cheerio." It was just a big long word at that stage.
Getting diagnosed was a relief, because I'd had sort of 3 months of thinking I had cancer, 3 months of not knowing what was up with me at all, and it was good just to get a name and to think I can deal with knowing what I've got.
I met Simon Johnson at the LAM Centre, and 7 years later I'm really well. I'm on rapamycin, and what happened then is history.
And my consultant told me to go and look it up on the internet, which obviously I did, and found out that I only had 10 years to live. So that was a bit grim, but the benefit of that was I was able to change my life.
My surgeon had never heard of LAM before and gave me an article that was somewhat misleading, but I'm glad that it was, because it implied that I'd be absolutely fine, which actually I am, but at the time, had I heard the statistics that people hear, I would have thought, gosh, my life's over.
The main impact is I used to be very active, and I just have to do everything at a much slower pace now. You have to think and plan ahead a lot more, and if I'm going to have a busy weekend, I know that I'm not going to be able to do anything on the Monday and Tuesday the following week.
You've still got to hang on to the things you still can do. I still do Tai Chi, for example. So instead of just thinking, well, I can't do this and I can't do that, you think, well, wait a minute, I still can do this and I can do that. And you've got to look for ways around what you still can do, rather than counting off all the things you can't do.
I do many things that I used to do in a much slower pace. But I can still enjoy life, I can still do things that are important.
My day-to-day life isn't really impacted upon by LAM. I go to the gym, I walk to work whenever I can, I pick up my little girl and fling around.
Well, like everyone says, don't go online, don't read what you see on the internet. You know, you've got 3 to 10 years. Well, I looked at that in 1998 and I'm still here now. It affects us all so differently. I think try to see the bigger picture. There's people who've been living with LAM for 30 years, there's people who've had transplants having incredibly full lives.
It's nowhere near as scary as you think it is. The initial diagnosis, you think, oh God, what is this? And actually you can live with it. There is help out there, there's advice out there, and I am living my life. It has its problems, yeah, but all things do, all things in life do, but you can live with it, you can cope with it.